Welcome everyone to Here for the Horses. Glad you are here for the horses. Today we're going to be talking about weird stuff that happens when you are in a session with them. And it was funny because someone sent me, I've had a bunch of weird stuff happen over the years, so nothing really surprises me anymore. But I had someone send me, Gail sent me a video of her working on a horse. It was one of her clients' horse and just some of the funny things, interesting things that happened. I don't think she was too concerned, but she wanted to run it by me just in case. And I loved it. I loved it. And then not only did I love it, I had something similar happen to me this week. And I just think that's really interesting because it's like the same spot and it was similar in action. So it just kind of shows you that it's more common than you think. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, which I thought was cool. And then I'm going to be asking you guys what you think, too. So be ready to answer, just things that you notice. I just want you to pay attention and kind of, you know, take mental notes, take mental notes. Okay. Um, as you're watching these videos and then we'll go over. I already did a voiceover for her, so we'll watch the normal one, the blank one without me talking, and then we'll watch we'll talk about it and then we'll do the voiceover and see how many of you guys picked along with me and whatever ones I missed also, so that'll be fun. First, let's start by watching a crazy video. Speaking of crazy, I did just see this and it was wild. So let me pull it up here. Hold on. This is not a happy feel good video, but it's pretty wild. So, oh, you know what? You know what? Um, Reminded me of it. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Okay. We have watched a couple videos, or at least I've talked about these videos where um I can always tell, whoops, Karen wants in. I can always tell there's a certain stance. So here's your first question. What is the stance in a horse when someone's gonna get on them, that I would bet you money they're gonna buck? What's the stance? Buck, bolt, whatever, freak out. What's the stance that I've talked about? Every time I see it, I go, that horse is out of there. I see it often. A lot on blooper videos. That's where I mostly see it. I think we talked about it one time because I saw it in some other video and I just think it's wild. I'm like, don't get on a horse that's standing like that. Can anyone think of it? Anyone have an idea? How do you know when a horse is gonna bolt or buck when someone goes to get on him? This one's a dead giveaway because we're gonna watch one. Can't think of it? All right. I'm going to show you this video then, and you guys can watch. Oh, hold on. Someone wrote. Wanda. Wanda's been there, done that, seen it a couple times. Okay, look at my teeth glowing. That's creepy. All right. I gotta get some light up in this way because it's all the lights behind me. I should look like an angel, but I don't, so I don't know what's up with that. Okay, let's watch this video. And this is a mule, and I love me a mule, but don't mess with them. Like, don't mess with the mules, you know? If you're gonna have a bad day on a horse, you're gonna have a worse day on a mule, all right? If it's not gonna go well. So watch this video. It's awesome. Hold on. All right. Okay. Look at the stance, you guys. Look at the stance. If you ever see a horse or a mule standing like this, do not get on them. If you like the person who's gonna get on them, tell them not to get on them. If you don't, make sure the person has a helmet, okay? Because they're gonna go for a ride. Watch this. Look at that stance. Not good. Went straight in the trailer. Went straight in the trailer. I've never seen that before. Watch the stance though, you guys. Now, generally, they will buck right now. So this mule gave it like two, three steps and then was like, oh yeah, you're dead meat. Look at that. That's powerful. Into the trailer. And that guy said something that I muted this video for a reason. Okay? But if you ever see that stance, I would bet money that they are going to explode like that. Okay? So be very, very careful. And now take a look at it. When you see videos like this, when the horse is standing like that, now you'll know. Okay? Very dangerous. Very dangerous. I would never, never get on a horse like that. Okay, so that was my funny video for the day. So as I mentioned, we are going to I don't know if Gail's going to be able to come on. So if anyone sees Gail get on, let me know. But she was working on a horse and she had something very strange happen. So she sent me a video and I'm going to play it for you guys. So I'm going to play this video for you guys. I want you to take in everything. Take in everything, make some notes. We're going to talk about it after this video runs. It's like a minute and 30 seconds, okay? I want you to just observe things. You know, like when I was just watching that video, I was like, I don't like the stance right off the bat. Okay, so it doesn't matter what you observe, just whatever you observe, write it down, and then we're going to talk about it um after after the video. Okay, so let me pull up the video here first. Let's see which one it is here. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's not that one. Come on, you can do it. Oh, I thought about it. The other one pulls up. This one's funny. Refresh. There we go. That should do it. Okay. I don't know why. I don't know why it does that. Okay. I'm not going to say anything. It's going to be very hard for me, but I want you to watch and see what you notice.
I was working on 6-year-old Rito, who is a Pasifino. Larger session of him releasing like that. There it goes again. Boy. What?
I don't know why the volume's not working. He's coughing right now, like blowing out and coughing. Why is the volume not working? Okay. Let's watch it one more time. I wish you guys could hear the volume because it's really, I'm gonna refresh that and see if that for some reason helps it. It's really an interesting sound. Okay.
I was working on 6-year-old Rio, who is a Pasifino. Larger session of him releasing like that. There he goes again. All right.
Okay. So let's talk about that. Oh yeah. Oh, well, you guys are good already. I could see stuff. Good. Needs a big, oh yes. Okay, good. So I got some comments here already, which I love. Um, is his hyoid stuck? Jaw is stuck big time, like locked. Needs a bigger halter. He doesn't look comfortable or content to me. I would say he can't yawn fully, but you said he was coughing. Yep. Give him a break. Good. You guys are knocking it out of the park. He tried to escape when she touched the hyoid area. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Okay. What else you got? You can unmute too. You don't need to type it if you don't want to. Super interesting. I'm not sure if because I did a voiceover on it, so it might let you hear the sound. I will put this up in the coaching community page so that you can watch the original video too, so that you can hear the sound. I want you guys to listen to it. Um, needs to sneeze, probably stimulated sinuses. Yeah, I mean, there's something going on, right? Something going on. Um, he really is trying, isn't he? You know how sometimes horses will fight a release, right? Sometimes when they release, they're like, I call it, oh, he's angry, he's releasing. He's mad, he's releasing. You know, they get real mad that it came out. Well, he's trying to get it out. And I'm going to show you another video after that where it's really clear he wants help. Like he wants it out. So that's so exciting because when they want it to go, they'll help you out a lot. Like they'll try to break it free themselves a lot of times. So I love that. Okay. Anything else? I'm gonna play the voiceover for you. I had a bunch. I had a bunch. Just like you guys did. You were killing it. Okay. And Gail did say it was the hyoid. I mean, it's the hyoid, but it's not just the hyoid, and we'll see that later, obviously. Okay. Yeah, all of you are right. Okay. So let's take a look at the voiceover I did, and maybe the sound will come up on that one. If it doesn't, I will just put the original up and the voiceover. Okay. Gail 1. Here's my voiceover. Actually, I'll pause. So here is a good example of what Journey Through the Horse is like for those of you who haven't done it. So if we're doing Journey Through the Horse, I'm going to assign homework from my online clinic, which you do need in order to do it. Okay. You go and do the homework and you videotape it just like Gail videotaped this. This was perfect. Okay. And then you can submit it and I do a voiceover on it and then I put the voiceover up. Okay. So this is an example of what Journey Through the Horse is like. And it's extremely useful and everybody learns a ton. Like you all are going to learn something from this. Okay. Because I learned something from it. So Journey Through the Horse is super fun and I highly recommend that everybody do it and we can do it together. Okay, here we go. All right, everyone. I got a cool video that was sent to me here by Gail King. She was saying something weird happened while I was massaging this horse. So, let's do a voiceover and take a look at it. Here we go. You guys know I like weird stuff. This is a rescue horse. They've had him about a week. It's not her horse, it's her client's. Oh, it's got sensitivity there, doesn't it?
Working on 6-year-old Rio.
6-year-old
Who is Pasifino.
Pasifino. So there's a ton of blanks. Let's stop there first of all. Oh, let's go back and kind of watch this. So let's watch some of this here. So we got some stuff going on. Okay, right there, um, the way he kind of pushes into her. That's kind of one example where I want your hand on the halter and not on the lead rope. Do you see how her hand on that lead rope is doing nothing for her right here? So if her hand were on the halter, he wouldn't be able to push into her. Now, obviously, he's not being aggressive about it, but if you hit something that actually really hurts and they whip that face towards you, it can be they can pop you. So if this hand was on the halter instead of where it's at, it would be a little bit safer. But let's watch the eye, let's watch the face, what it does, and then the blinks here again. Log blinks. So that's just him trying to kind of avoid, it looks like it's that
6-year-old Rio.
kind of jaw area right where she's at right there. See all those blinks? Yeah, she's got her hand where I like it now. Blinks. Oh, yep. There was an instant reaction. Lots of licking and chewing. There's some avoiding. Oh, there we go.
We had a larger session of him releasing like that.
Mhm.
Again.
There we go. Yeah, that unlocks something. So I don't think that there's much tension in the ear. It's on, oh goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh, cough it up, buddy. Take it out. Oh, yep. You guys ever hear those bucking horses at rodeos where they kind of like grunt and cough at the same time? It's like a ugh, ugh, ugh. That's what he's doing. There you go. Get a good one, Bo. Oh, see, he tried to kick it out there at that last one. Did you guys see that? That was really cool. Let's watch again. There's a lot going on in this. So the ear seems fine. It's everything else.
Bill was working on 6-year-old Rio, who is a Pasifino.
Man, yeah, right there, right there. That's when it happened. So that's the hyoid, like she said. The ears look fine. Not a lot going on up there. And he's starting to feel it.
We had a larger session of him releasing like that. Again.
Goodness. Mm-hmm. When he's going through all that, I'd give him a break, like back off. He needs to get through this. Just leave him alone.
I'm glad she stopped working on him because I'd probably step back. Just let him have, he can't control this, so it's not like even if she kept going, he'd be able to stop. But I like to give them their space when they're going through something like this so they don't, so I'm not an added pressure, you know what I mean? My gosh. Oh, and then he tried to kick it out. Super interesting. So many interesting things. I don't think I have ever worked on a Pasofino that did not have some pretty serious stuff going on, which obviously that's just because I haven't worked on too many, but I do think when she said Pasofino, I was like, oh, it brought me back to I kind of had a flash through of all the Pasofinos that I've worked on. It's not a ton. I think it's like four, but they all had some pretty serious issues. Yeah, and they all were really internal forces. So like they try to cover up their pain and then stuff like this happens. So that's a result of him trying to deal with life. You know what I mean? They they do whatever they can to cope. That's what I'm getting off of him. Um, and so when you finally like hit something or have a more understanding nature that's working on you, then they have these really big releases. So that was really exciting, I think. I think that was the beginning of what he needed. I'll tell you what I think. Um, I don't think there's much going on at his ears, but I think from like here down, there's a lot going on. I think there's something right here going on. The hyoid, definitely, and I'm pretty sure you need to do the jaw release on this horse. Um, and I don't know if you guys remember. I generally say if you are working on the hyoid, normally the the sign that they have tension there will be right away. So sometimes you kind of have to work in an area a little bit, and the the tension doesn't show up for a little bit because they can kind of hide it or buffalo you or whatever. I've found that with the hyoid, it's normally off like the first touch. Like right when you touch it, they have a reaction. So I think that was really interesting with him. So a lot more work that needs to be done on this horse. I would probably say there might be a possibility of him coughing like that again. But once you get that out of him, I do not foresee him coughing like that again. I think once you get the tension out, that's not going to happen again. So that'll be interesting. Keep us in the loop on this, Gail, and let us know. Um, let us know if that's true. All right, cool. Keep going. I'd love to see some updates on this horse. I'm glad that Sir Rio has found a nice place to live. Cool looking horse. I haven't seen a Pasifino that color either, so it's cool. Good job, Gail.
Okay. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. They just got that horse a week ago. He's a little rescue. I don't know, everything seems to kind of be a rescue nowadays, so I don't know to what degree he's a rescue, but you can definitely tell that he is struggling with some things. Okay. So, I was like, it's not necessarily here, but it's like here down. Okay. Pretty much there's a lot going on. So she sent me another video and I want to share that one with you also. I'm probably just going to do the voiceover. No, I'm going to let you guys see it. So I'm not talking the whole time. And then we'll do the voiceover, okay? So I want you to, in this video, if you have your muscle charts, I want you to have them out. Um, oh my gosh. Yeah, if you have your muscle charts, have them out. And then think about the horse as a whole unit. Okay. Where's Leanne? Where is Leanne? Is Leanne not here? We need to do a safety check on her. Somebody call. Okay, so let me show you the next video because it's cool too. I'm glad. I mean, this whole horse, you'll see, but this whole horse needs help. Let's look at the next one here. All right, so same horse. Oh yeah, I have a lot to say on this video too. So we'll do this video without me talking and then I'll do the voiceover. Here we go.
Sometimes you need before it doesn't just stop. Its whole body goes really strange. The folks at the rescue thought it was actually ear cribbing, but they had also never seen anything like that before.
Okay, so you guys saw what he was doing, right? They said at the rescue they thought he was air cribbing. I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that. I don't know for sure, but I have some ideas. So what do you guys think? What do you think about that movement? Why is he doing that? I think she was working on his diaphragm or his belly. I'm not quite sure. Um, what do you guys think about that movement? What would he be doing that for? Showing that's where the tension is or something? Yeah. Okay. Because she's working on his diaphragm and he's throwing his head up this way. What else do you guys think? Here's an idea. Let's all sit like this and let's go like this. What does that stretch on you? Now do the other side. Yeah. Where do you feel that? Uh-oh. Goes up to the hyoid. What muscles are those? There's two main ones. They both have the word hyoid in them. That's the dead giveaway. One of them attaches to the sternum and one of them attaches to the foreleg. It's underneath the brachiocephalicus. I'm gonna make you guys sweat today. Deltoideus. Nope. We'll talk about that later though, Beth. Thanks for bringing that up. Sounds like I need to put together that muscle class I've been talking about for a year. Your guys' heads, like three of you all went like this at the same time. That was so funny. Uh, they both have the word hyoid in them. One of them attaches to the sternum. Sternohyoideus, infrahyoid. I don't think so. I'd like to look that up though. Omohyoideus, sternohyoideus. Omohyoideus attaches to the hyoid and then goes down, attaches the foreleg. The sternohyoideus attaches from the hyoid all the way down to the sternum. You know what? Let's look at them. I'll pull them up. Let's do it together. Make sure to always put up before you look up stuff. Always put equine. Sterno hyoid hyoideus. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Look at there's the little hyoid. This is a great picture. Look at that. There's the hyoid. Look, it comes down, attaches right to the sternum in the very center. Okay? Isn't that cool? Let's look up Omo. Whoops. What did I just say? Always write equine. Omo, hyoid. There we go. This one. Look at this one. Okay? Is that attached to the first rib? What's going on there? Is that correct? I have to double check that. No, that can't be right. You know what? This will be funny. Let's say equine, hyoideus. Whoops. Insertion. Can't spell anything. Insertion points. That's not what we're looking for. Nope, let's see what it is on humans, actually. Yeah, that's a foreleg. Yeah, deep dive. Uh, Fine. Oh, subscapular fascia. Okay. All right. Yeah, so the scapula. Foreleg. All right. I got a little nervous there. I was like, oh gosh, I gotta go back to school. Okay. So yeah, it attaches to the foreleg. Okay. That threw me for a loop there, that photo. You gotta be careful with photos. I mean, you gotta kind of be careful with everything if you know what I mean. But let's watch my voiceover here, and I'm going to talk a little bit now. I don't know for sure. Okay, I have ideas, right? That's fine. But let's watch the voiceover, and I want to show you what I think it is.
Okay, so here is another video that Gail sent me. Let's just talk about this little horse real quick because I got kind of a better view here of him now. So let's talk about his eye. His eye is not relaxed. Internal horse for sure. Definitely looks like he's holding some tension in his body and his brain.
Can you all see that eye I'm talking about? That is a horse that is, checked out. Checked out. Trying to, I mean, I'm not going to try to be dramatic, okay? This isn't Hollywood, but just trying to survive. That is not the eye of a horse that is with you. That is not the eye of a horse that is relaxed. That is the eye of a horse who does what he can to survive. Okay? He is internal right now. He has gone to a happy place and is not paying attention to what is going on. So that's fine. I'll love him there too. But it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to watch this eye change over time. It's a very beautiful thing. So if you see this eyeball, this not it's not a stress eye, okay? He's not stressed out. He's checked out. He's internal. Okay. I see this pretty often. It's a coping mechanism. It's fine.
Um, I forgot to mention on the other video that I feel like with that coughing thing, I think you're going to run into a lot of tension in the throat latch. Okay, so that hyoid, you need to take that all the way up to the throat latch, and then now that I can see this side of the horse, look at that. That is not a happy area. That's a very unhappy area. That should not look like that. Okay? So all that's really tight and needs to be loosened up. His eye is very showing a lot of tension. His neck right here is showing a lot of tension. The crest is showing a lot of tension. Okay, this whole area right here needs to be broke up. Let's move my cursor off there. The scapula is very tight. So all these lines right here, I don't like the way that that looks like. What do I say? What do I say? I want shoulders to look like? I want their body to look like big, fluffy pillows. There is nothing about a fluffy pillow in this area. Okay? You can also see the outlines of the ribs, and I don't know if I can see it all that great on this, but right here you can look at and you can see the ribs. And then he has some underdevelopment in the hind end. Pasafinos do not have a super voluptuous hind end, so you're not going to get a quarter horse butt on a Pasifino. So don't expect that. They are built a little bit different, okay? So that's fine. It's not horrible, but I definitely would like to see a little more muscle tone on that hind end. Um, Gail, I don't know how tall you are. Pasafinos are normally pretty short, so he doesn't look that short to me, but I'm not sure what the scale is here. But he looks like a pretty nice little horse. So let's take, and then this video, she says he does some other weird stuff. Somebody said it was like air cribbing, so I don't know. We'll see. Let's take a look at what she's talking about here. You see all that tension though, you guys? Oh my goodness, right here especially. Oh, what? Mm-hmm. Okay, so to me, and I'm guessing here. I'm guessing, but let's go back to that movement. Do you know what this looks like to me when he does that? Because he's doing something with his breath. It looks to me like he's trying to loosen up this area all the way down to here. That's what it looks like to me. Because he's throwing his head that way, like he's trying to loosen up this whole area. Okay? Am I guessing? Yes. How confident am I? I don't know. That would be that'd be my first guess. Man, a lot of releasing though at the same time. Yeah, he's stuck somewhere. He's just trying to get it to loosen up himself. Hmm.
Sometimes you need people who doesn't just it's all body.
Look at his tight little shoulders. Oh my gosh, look at those tight little shoulders. You can see his ribs on this side. So he's not super underweight. These are tight ribs. This is a good example of that. He's at an okay body weight. I'd say he's slightly under, maybe a 4.
It's actually air cribbing.
Air
I've
cribbing.
also never seen anything like that before.
I don't. Air cribbing to me is like when they windsup. This looks like he's stuck and trying. Whoops, shoot. Why did I do that? Like he's stuck and he's trying to free it. He's stuck and he's trying to.
It's all body.
Look how tight it is down here. Right there. Look at that. It's so tight. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I really want to work on this area right here. Because I feel like, and see how his legs are coming forward?
But they had also never seen anything like that before.
What are you working on, the diaphragm? Yeah. So, ooh, this is a fun horse, man. This horse has a lot going on. I would love to get my hands on it. Oh my gosh. Sweet Rio. Oh my goodness, where do we start? Um, I definitely think we have something going on, like all here, all the way down. Okay. And then, this is tight. You can see that's drawn tight. You can see all this is drawn tight. The ribs are tight. And then I don't know what you're working on. Looks like a diaphragm or something. So, yeah, there's a lot going on with this sweet little horse. Gail, are you going to do the journey through the horse with us this year? This would be a super horse to do that on. Super duper. We're starting mid-January. Okay. So I hope you do him with us because this is going to be really fun. He needs a full body workout. I mean, if I would massage him, I think my first massage would rock his freaking world, and then my second massage would probably tell me more about what's going on. So I think for the first massage, I wouldn't be able to tell you too much other than, yeah, he's got a lot going on. Let me see what I can do. But on the second massage, I think I would be able to tell you more about where stuff's at. Because whatever is left over will tell me something, and then whatever is kind of come back will tell me something. But I'm just really like, I want to work in this area. I want to work on the hyoid. I want to work down the neck. And I really think like he needs to be brought through a full range of motion. And you're going to really have to dig in. Like, I want to know what his pectorals feel like because he's stuck somewhere. That's why he does this weird stuff. That's why his, like I think if you would have also kind of not like choked him or whatever, but if you would have put some pressure right here on his neck,
Choke him.
Um, I think he would have coughed like that also because that hyoid muscle, omohyoides and sternohyoides go here and they go up and then they go all the way down and they attach to the sternum, they attach to the foreleg right here. So think about that. He's doing two things that are pointing at this area. One is coughing when you touch this, okay, because you kind of unlock something. And two, he's throwing this head that way, which is kind of making this stretch out when you're working on stuff back here. So, and he's breathing weird when he does it. So, super interesting. I don't know what his background is, and I don't know how they train Pasafinos, but like I said before, like every Pasifino I've worked on has been, I feel like they're kind of like beaten into the ground or something. I'm not quite sure. So I don't know if it's kind of a breed characteristic where they get really internal, or maybe they're super sensitive and people don't think they are, or there's a particular style of training that's done on them that isn't healthy. I don't know. But like every Pasifino I've worked on has had some interesting, it's not just like they're tight, it's like they're either traumatized or they have like a lot of trauma or they have like a lot of just pent up tension and I'm definitely getting pent up tension out of this boy. But what I love, love, love about him is he certainly wants help. He most certainly wants help. Because I've worked on two that were so shut down that they didn't even know they wanted help until like the second or third massage I came back. Yeah. So I like this horse because he certainly wants help and he's trying to fix himself. So um and he's not pulling it off, but at least he's still got the will to actually try to help himself out too. So that's awesome. Cool horse. Good job. Thanks for videotaping this and sharing it with us. I can't wait to see the progress. If you have any questions, I would like you to talk to me about it. And then also, I'd love for you to do Journey Through the Horse with this horse. Okay? Thanks, Gail. Good job. Keep it up.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I don't know for sure if that's the issue going on, but I would love to, like I said, I would love to work on that horse. Um, so couple things from the videos that we've watched so far. We have a lot of work to do on the face. A lot. And you'll have to do it pretty slow. And you'll have to like I feel like being soft and gentle with him is fantastic because of the mental state that he's in and that he's new. He's only been with them for a week. But I feel like this is one of those horses that you're gonna need to get in there because something's stuck and he needs help. Okay. So here's a rundown of what I would do on this horse. And I don't know if you guys could tell, he looked a little like sucked up to me also, like tight in the rib cage and abdomen. Okay, so here's a quick rundown of what I would do. His ears look good. I would probably hold my hand on his poll for a little while just to see what comes out of that, because you know everything kind of goes back to that anyways. I would move all the skin around on his face. I would narrow down where on his cheek he is sensitive because there was somewhere, she was going like this and there was somewhere where he was like pushing into her. So there's something going on. I think it's right below the TMJ. And I'd figure that out. And I would spend some time on that. I would certainly do the jaw release on him, and I think that that would make a big deal, a big difference. I would continue to stroke that hyoid, and then I would trace the inside of the mandible with my thumb pressing up and giving that tissue, because I feel like that tissue on him is pulled really tight, and that's why he's coughing, and that's also why he's throwing his head up like that. So I would loosen all that tissue up on the inside of the mandible, and you can do it on yourself. Like you can feel that you can loosen the tissue up. So that's something that I would definitely do. And I think he would cough a lot. Okay. I think he would cough. I also said that like don't choke him, but I would work up behind that throat latch and I would press up and I would push it up. Okay, because I want you to think about the muscles here, they go all the way down the neck. So we have to start at the insertion point. We're obviously not going to push directly on the hyoid, okay, because it's a very delicate bone system. But I would certainly trace the outside of it. So the hyoid's on the inside. I want to loosen all that tissue up around it. Okay, I'm not going to directly mess with the hyoid except for like light rubbing. Okay, so I'd press that and then I'd go right up into that throat latch and I would just press that throat. Yeah, create space. Exactly. Press that throat latch up. And I'm pretty sure he'd be like, "Ah!" Okay, and I'm going to show you a horse that had a reaction to that next, which was cool because it fit into this week really well. I did it this week. Um, and then I would spend a lot of time on that brachiocephalus going down the neck. A lot of time there. A lot of time pounding that neck a little bit. I'd work that crest. You guys saw how tight those shoulders were, didn't you? Like there were actually like stripe marks. Okay, so that's where the deltoid comes in. The deltoid's in that area. Infraspinatus, supraspinatus. Do some circles around that shoulder. I don't know if you noticed, but his stance was his legs were a little bit further forward than they should be. They weren't straight up and down. Okay, so again, you have that tension, all that tension. Okay, so I'm going to do stuff like that. I'm just going to do that. Um, there's also another move that I would do on him that I do not teach because I don't want people doing it willy-nilly. Okay, it's the hyoid release. Where you bring their tongue outside their mouth and you hold on to it. A lot of people call it a tongue pull. I don't even like the name tongue pull because what do you do when there's the word pull in it? Pull. I don't want you to pull. Okay, so I don't teach that one. I know I've shown some of you on here how to do that move when it was necessary. But if you don't have great timing, I'm not going to show it to you because I don't want you pulling on the tongue and I don't want them pulling their face away and you not letting go when you should. Okay. So I think that move is going to be really important. So I'll probably show that to Gail at some point in time. I would go all the way down the chest. I would check out the pectorals. I would do full leg range of motion. Oh, the full leg range of motion is going to show you something on that horse. I think the pectorals are tight like this. And I think the legs are drawn forward. So when you go to do leg range of motion back, you're going to find that that has a lot of tension. Okay. I'm going to work the scapulas over. I would loosen the ribs up. I'd loosen the belly up. Okay. Loosen the ribs. And then I'd like to see what the hind end looks like. If he has that much tension from his flank forward, I'm pretty sure he's got tension in his hind end too. Probably a pullback victim. Yeah, I mean he could have done anything. I did see a video of those little those Pasafinos. She sent me another video of the trainer that trained him on a different Pasafino, and it was a full-on show horse Pasafino, and so they do that little tit-tit-tit-tit-tit. So I don't know how they train. I don't know. So it looks pretty intense, just that movement. So I would be super interested to find out any connection between that and what I saw. But I would love to work on that horse. I don't know where she's at. I did see a palm tree in the back, so maybe I'll go visit because it's going to get nasty here in about January or February. Maybe I'll go find them. Um, so pretty cool situation. I hope that she can keep us in the loop on that. I will put those videos in the coaching community page. If you have my clinic, you can get into that page. If not, you just missed a really good sale because you're not going to see that price again. But yeah, get the clinic. We're going to do Journey Through the Horse in January. But as I said, I have one more video that just fit the bill, very similar. So I want to show it to you. I've worked on this horse one other time. She's got a lot going on. She's a little hunter jumper. She's young-ish. Okay, so remember, I told you young horses don't regulate their emotions all that great. She's on the in-between stage of that. So she regulates them okay, and then the young horse comes out in her. So I think it's really funny. But let's watch this little video because this was cool too. This was another cool one. Let's see. Where is it? Right here. This is Dream. Ah, that's a funny photo. Hold on. That's mid shake. All right. We'll just start. This is only a minute. We can watch the whole thing.
All right, we have Dream here.
She's a very pretty girl.
See how you're doing. Let's see how you're doing.
She looks a lot better from the first massage. So that's where I think the tension is on that little Pasifino right there.
Uh-huh.
And you guys notice my hand on the halter protecting my face like that? That's important. That's
All right, throat lap, throat lap. There we go. Yeah. There you go. Good girl. What's that? Homohyoideus? Oh my goodness. There you go. There, honey. You're okay. There. Restricted throat latch there. There you go. Yeah, I get it.
Oh, that's interesting. What? Look at where she's itching, you guys. Oh, I did not make that connection. Whoa,
Goodness.
that's crazy.
Really?
That's super
Wow.
interesting.
Let me get it for you. Uh-huh.
All right. That was wild. Let's
All
watch that
right.
again. I want you to kind of see what I'm talking how I work this area right here. I want to do that on that Pasifino. Rio. I kind of want to work those same areas on that horse. That's really weird. That's cool. So I kind of strip it down right there. I'm stripping it down. That's going to be your least aggressive. Kind of pressing in there. Important to have your hand on the halter like that. There. Okay. And so right there, I'm pressing in because I want to create space, right? I want to get that muscle to loosen up. Okay. And it was funny, you can't hear it on this either, but she makes like a little coughing, grunting sound just like that other horse did. Okay. Now, if I were to put that on the internet, people would be like, well, it's because you were blocking their esophagus and blah, blah, blah. Okay. It's not because I do this on every horse I work on. So it's not actually that. Um, that's why I thought it was different. So I don't put stuff up that I'm going to have to argue with people on because it's not really worth my time. But it's super interesting that she made that same noise. So it's something about that area being tight makes that noise. Okay.
Good girl. What's that?
And then I'm kind of going in like that and asking her to bend around it.
There you go. There, honey. You're okay. There. Restricted throat latch there. There you go. Yeah, I get it.
Okay. That's tripping me out right there. So we just watched um that other horse have a very weird reaction to Gail working on that spot that Dream was just itching after she released the hyoid. I find that fascinating, and I never ever would have put that together. Um, would I bet my house on it? No. Right, but I'm going to remember that for sure. And I will be paying attention to that. Because remember, we had that kind of breakthrough in Dream Journey Through the Horse where we realized after we do the tail pull that a lot of them like pick their back feet up like this. And I hadn't noticed that the year before. It was really crazy. It was so cool. So that was awesome. That was cool. There. Any questions? I mean, that was my mind's a little blown right now, so I'm pretty excited about noticing that. That was cool. Any questions on that? But you guys kind of saw how I worked that hyoid area, that throat latch area. It loosens up those two that go to the hyoid, so that's one thing that I'll do to work on that area. It's really interesting. She was a fun horse. She was much better. Okay. Any questions? So, yeah, check out. I want you guys to kind of observe or think about any weird behavior that you've had with some of your horses. Okay. Sometimes they'll kind of like stumble, like they're drugged. That's pretty normal. Okay. yawning, all those fun things are fine. But yeah, Kristen.
What was your major tell, I guess, that her hyoid that you needed to do that one stretch? What
Oh, that's a
what
good
was the
question.
biggest, yeah, what was the
I
biggest
think I
thing that made you?
I think I felt it.
Okay.
I think I felt it. Actually, yeah, what was it? I think I was just kind of looking around. Well, here, I'll show you this right here, actually. I'm always kind of looking around for stuff, and so I'll look around and I'll find weird stuff. But can you all see this right here? That that doesn't look relaxed to me. Okay. This area kind of looks like a little tight to me. It doesn't look bad. Like she runs a bit tight. So the first massage I did on her, her neck was super tight. Her shoulders were very tight, and this area of her loin was very tight. That's actually why I got called, was because this her loin was very tight. So I worked her neck over, I worked all that stuff over. Oh, another thing I would do on these two horses is I cup my hand and I put it underneath their neck and I go back and forth. If you did that on that Pasofino, he would probably cough because all that's locked up. Okay. So I would do that. But yeah, it looks a little tight, and then my hands just kind of went there and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's tight." And that's how I loosen that area up, is I press in for one and then I press around, try to get to loosen that way. Um, what was interesting about this horse is that her loin on for the second massage had all loosened up except for the left side. Okay. So remember I say sometimes when horses are very tight, they compensate all over. Okay. So my first massage, I go, yep, they were super tight. I'll see you in a month. And then I come back and I am able to tell them more. Like this time, her neck was still released. That was good. Throat latch was tight. Right or left side loin was tight. Is either the left or right, but one of the SIs was higher. Okay. So I said, that's probably a chiro. You're going to need to have that looked at, but at least it's loose now. So when the chiro comes, it'll stick. Okay. Because it was so tight the last time, that I don't think the Cairo would have stuck. It wouldn't have stayed. Okay. So cool horses, fun, fun. All right. Any questions? Questions? I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. Sorry, I skipped over that part. I'm gonna have a good diet for the next 2 weeks now too. Tell you that. All right. Well, that's all I got for you. Check out, I'll put those videos on. I saved them so that nobody got a sneak peek. I'll put those videos up on the coaching community right now. Thank you, Beth. And then you guys can check out the original and my voiceover if you like, so you can hear the voice. I want you to hear the voice or the sound. It's really a crazy sound. And then if you have questions about what Journey Through the Horse is or how to get involved, just message me. Okay. All right. Awesome, guys. Have a great week. Start your week off strong. All right. Bye. Thank you. Appreciate ya. Bye.